Hello Year 3 and welcome to our second geography lesson for the term on rivers and coasts. I was so impressed with all your really hard work on your geography quizzes last week. Let's see how we get on with our learning today. So our first TLP for today is can I understand important words for my topic? And we're going to go through some of the words that sometimes make us feel a bit confused. So first of all we're going to start with city. A city is a large town. Now, some people think it has to have a cathedral or a certain number of people, but that's not true. It's actually the Queen who decides when something should become a town or not, although she has a lot of help from very wise people. So, a city is a large town. There are 69 cities in the United Kingdom, and our city, and there's a picture of it there, is Brighton and Hove. The Queen gave it city status in 2001. Now, a capital city, so as I said, 69 cities in the UK. The capital city is almost like the most important city in a country. It's where the government is based. It's often the biggest, but not always. The capital city of England is London. Now, a county. A county is an area of land within a country. So if I use my arrow here, this is England. And all of these different colour splodges are the counties. Now, London is here, so if easy with maps of the United Kingdom, you come in on the River Thames and London is here, and then down to the south, in the middle of the sort of triangle is where you find Brighton. Now, we actually live in a unitary authority, which is called Brighton and Hove, but often people will say that our county is East Sussex. So on some maps you'll see just East Sussex and West Sussex. On some you will also get our unitary authority, which is Brighton and Hove. I told you some of these things were complicated. So what's a country? Now if we look carefully at that word, it's almost exactly the same as county, just with an extra R in between the T and the Y. So a country is a land with its own people and government. We live in England, so again, go in on the River Thames to London, straight down to the top of the triangle, that's Brighton, that's where we are. So our country is England, and that's within the 4 countries of the United Kingdom. England, Wales, Northern Ireland and Scotland join together to make the United Kingdom. And finally, continent. Now, our country, the United Kingdom, is here under this E of Europe. So a continent is lots of countries. It's a very large area of land, and our continent is Europe. So the next thing I'd like us to do is have a search on Google Maps. So let me type that in, Google, and if I type in maps as well, it should take me to the right place. Google Maps. So first hit, lovely. Now, amazingly, it brings me up on Brighton and Hove, which is great. It obviously knows where I am. What I'd like you to do is check with your parents or carers, what is the postcode of the place where you live? So I'm going to type in the school's postcode, BN2, and it is 3LJ. You might want to try this as well, checking out where the school is. So that's right, BN2 3LJ, and it's Hartington Road in Brighton. And that will zoom us right in, we'll keep doing this. That will zoom us right in on St Martin's School. And you can see that there in the middle, St Martin's School. Unfortunately, I don't have my arrow on this page. Now, once you have zoomed in on your house, what I'd actually like you to do is zoom out. So if you go to the bottom right-hand corner of your screen, there's a plus, which will move you closer to your house. And there's also a minus, which will move you further away. So I'm just going to keep pressing on the minus, the takeaway sign, and I'm going to move right out. So the United Kingdom, this is Europe. Keep going, keep going. Oh, will it let me go any further than that? Okay, I wonder if I can squeeze it. Oh, that's a shame. It was letting me go. It was letting me go further last time. So I'm going to have to move it around. So I've got Europe. Okay, I've got Asia, Australia, Africa, South America, North America, and if we can remember, Antarctica right down at the bottom of the map. It's a shame I can't show you it in all the right places. I wonder if I press this. Oh, now that I thought it would, shows it to us in 3D, because of course the world isn't flat. We have to draw flat maps, otherwise they wouldn't fit in our atlases. But the world is actually a globe. Oh, that was fun. So that's the little globe icon that you can play with as well. Now, hopefully, if I now press in, now because I've moved it round, it's actually zooming me in somewhere else. So I'm going to try and move my map. Let's go back to Brighton. So I can see Brighton there, just south of London, and I'm going to keep zooming in on Brighton. Might have to keep moving it round. So we've got London, and to the south we've got Brighton. Keep zooming it in. Zoom. So this is the plus button this time. I'll zoom in a bit closer. That's in Lewes. And, oh, there we go. There's Brighton. Try and get it in the middle of the screen. And we've got it there. So where's lovely St Martin's? I can see Hartington Road. Can I find St Martin's? I certainly can. Right, they're right there in the middle of my screen. I've got St Martin's C of E School. So you're doing this for your house. Zoom in, zoom out. Can you find your house? Now, also on Google Maps, there's all sorts of other lovely things you can do. So in the bottom left-hand corner, there's a sort of photo, and it says satellite on it. This will give us a satellite image. Now, it's a little bit confusing because it's got all the local sort of businesses and things on it. But if you zoom in even further, you can see an aerial photo, which just means a photo taken from the sky. So on our aerial photo of St Martin's, we can see the school right in the middle. We can see to the north of the school, the playground in grey. And just to the side of that, we can see the AstroTurf where we like to play football. Then, if we come out of St Martin's School, we've got the car park at the front. We can see Hartington Road. And if we crossed Hartington Road and we went through the little alleyway, we would get onto the patch. So I'm sure most of you have been to the patch at some point. Okay, so that's really lovely because that's an aerial view. Now, to change it back into a map, go to the bottom left-hand corner and press Map. Can I still see St Martin's? Oh yes, there it is, right in the middle of the screen, hopefully. Now, the other thing to do, which is quite good fun, is go back to the bottom right-hand corner where the plus and the minus are. And at the bottom, there's a funny little person in yellow. If you click on them, that will give you all the places where we can see a street view. So all of these blue roads are where the Google Maps van drives down and shows us, takes photos basically of the places on that blue line. So if I click on the blue line just outside St Martin's, I will get a view. Oh wow, look at that. So that's looking down Hartington Road, and it's even got Hartington Road written there, and this is the school. Now, I know this is a fairly recent picture of the school, so Google Maps have obviously been scouting our area and taking photos recently. The reason I know it's recent is because the pictures at the front are fairly new, and also we can see the yellow jelly bean people from when we were in lockdown last year. Now, I really like Street View. It's lots of fun. Oh, there's some people walking past our school. So you can turn it round, and if you press further up the road, you can whiz up. Oh, look, there's a truck there. Okay, keep on going up, and it's really interesting. You can see how the cars move as well. Now, unfortunately, I was going to try and take us into the patch, but because it's not a road, there's no photos down there. I might be able to get in and see it from a different angle, but because there's no roads nearby, it's a bit more tricky. But that's the place where I would go through to go to the patch. That's the little alleyway. And I can zoom up Hartington Road. That's lots of fun. Ooh, keep going. Okay. I can also use the screen to turn myself around. Oh, that's the building with Bart Simpson on the side of it. I can, oops, oh dear, don't want to bump into it. So onto Hartington Road. If you just keep pressing where it says Hartington Road, it'll keep moving you in the direction you want to go in. So here we go. I'm going down Hartington Road towards the Lewes Road. So this is your challenge. You're going to have a bit of a play with Google Maps. Try and find the satellite image, try and find the street view image, and have a little look around your local area using your maps. If you're feeling up for an extra challenge, you really don't have to do this, but if you'd like an extra challenge, you can do. Why not draw a little sketch map of near where you live? Now, I've started with St Martin's School. I put it right in the middle of my map. I drew Hartington Road, because that's the road we're on. I then went up a little bit on Hartington Road, drew the alleyway to the patch. And then I also drew the Lewis Road, because Hartington Road connects to the Lewis Road. I drew in the bus stop and Sainsbury's, the co-op. Now, the church is a bit too far, so I just wrote to the church. So a little sketch map in the back of your English book if you'd like an extra challenge. Speak to you soon. Bye-bye.